Steve, talk about the match. How did the weather affect the game and the team there at the last couple of minutes of the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tough one to drop points at home, especially I think we had long spells where we played well and had the chances to finish them off. But I mean, the weather is just something that you deal with as a player that we've been dealing with growing up our whole lives with weather delays and everything. So we just had to stay sharp in the locker room and be ready to play when we came back out, which I think we did. I think we got a little bit unlucky there in the last 8 minutes. We could have buried one, but that's something we've been talking about, is just being a little bit more clinical in the final third and trying to bury some of those chances. So we're ending up with wins on these games instead of ties, but tie doesn't put us out of it, so it's a good result, I guess.
Talk about the mentality now for these final 3 games. Our next home game is our last home game on Friday. 2 big road games.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this as our final stretch. We're playing against the top tier of the teams in our division. And these are games that we have to take 3 points out of to put ourselves in a good spot, because all the other teams are fighting against each other as well, and these are the vital games where if you beat a team that's in the top 3 or 4 teams, it's going to be big points earned. So,
Jed, talk about the game overall.
Well, it was an interesting one, obviously, with the Storms. I think first half, I think the heat played a bit of a factor in the tempo of the game. I mean, we were trying to emphasise a little bit of a high pressing game, and we didn't really execute it as well as we wanted. And I think part of that was down to the heat and the humidity. Probably gave them a little bit too much space and allowed them to play out from the back a little bit. Created a couple of chances, but then we were catching us on the break because we weren't pressing well enough as a unit. And that was obviously a good demonstration for their first quarter.
Talk about after the break. How did that affect the team? Did you think the break helps the team, hurt the team? Did that loss of momentum from?
Yeah, I mean, second half, I thought we had the better of the play for the most of the second half, and we were itching to try and get that free kick in before they actually called us off. You know, we could obviously see the Storm coming in, and I think they were begging for the break. You know, because we certainly had sort of the bit between our teeth, and we're having the run of the play. So. We were going to try and get that in, because I do think it broke it up a little bit, and you could see there the last 8 minutes when you've had the boys sitting in the dressing room for an hour, it becomes a little bit of crazy back and forth, end-to-end stuff, and it's a little bit of a crapshoot on how the game's going to end up there.
Last 3 games of the season, we have a home game against Long Island, and then 2 big road games, one against Ocean City and another one against Central Jersey. What's the mentality? What are you going to talk to these guys about over these next couple of days as we prepare for those matches?
I mean, for us, it's a case of still taking the positive. I mean, we've been tying a few too many games, but our mentality going into those last 3 is get 3 wins, and you're going into the playoffs hopefully in a run of form. You know, which in previous years we've started the season very strong and then limped in a little bit. So to me, it's a case of almost starting the playoffs now and saying treat every game as an individual game and get 3 wins, move into the playoffs on a little bit of form. We've got some bodies coming back over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully carry that momentum on into the postseason if we can get there.
Reading United still undefeated. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. See you now.